Hey everyone, let's dive right into this explainer where we are uncovering the hidden layer of our reality. We're going to look at the invisible connections that literally power our digital lives. We'll uncover how the modern internet actually functions beneath the surface, and frankly, examine the absolutely critical need to secure this infrastructure. If you've ever wondered how the whole digital world holds together so seamlessly, well, you're in the right place.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The invisible digital interpreters, 2. APIs in everyday life, 3. Speaking the robot language, 4. The hidden API attack surface, 5. Common vulnerabilities and abuse, and finally, securing the API ecosystem. To start us off, I want you to think about this really simple question. Seriously, grab your phone for a second. How does it know the exact weather in San Francisco right now? The answer isn't magic. It actually reveals the hidden plumbing of the entire internet. It's a highly orchestrated exchange of data happening in the blink of an eye. Section 1. The invisible digital interpreters. The secret sauce here? It's an API, or Application Programming Interface. Think of an API as an invisible interpreter. You see, when developers build a new app, they definitely don't want to reinvent the wheel. They aren't going to spend millions of dollars building a massive global weather tracking system from scratch just to show you a little cloud icon. Instead, they use an API. It acts as a bridge, letting their app talk seamlessly to a pre-existing weather database. It is literally the ultimate shortcut for software development. So when you check the weather on your device, you're actually pulling data from a remote computer sitting in a physical server room somewhere. Maybe it's all the way out in Ohio. The API acts as your high-speed, direct line of communication to that specific machine. And what's totally mind-blowing here is the sheer volume. We're talking about billions of these requests firing off every single second across the internet, traveling thousands of miles and returning your answer in mere milliseconds. Moving on to Section 2, APIs in everyday life. This whole API lifecycle basically acts like a highly efficient set of doors. When you request the weather, your app opens an API door using a very specific URL. The remote database receives that request, processes it, and fires the answer right back. This intricate dance happens in a fraction of a second. It's so fast, we just kind of assume the data already lives on our phones. Now, we can basically split these connections into two camps. First, you've got public APIs, like that weather app, or when you use PayPal to check out on a store's website. Those are built for external use. On the flip side, we have private or internal APIs. This is what massive companies like Netflix or your bank use. They rely on these private APIs to keep the whole shebang running, their billing, account management, all those complex microservices, without exposing those core sensitive functions to the open public web. Section 3. Speaking the robot language. So, how do these machines actually format their conversations? They have different dialects, so to speak. You have the RESTful standard, which is super common and powers most web apps today. Then there's newer stuff like GraphQL for highly efficient user interfaces or legacy systems using SOAP. And for massive, massive scale, companies use gRPC. Why? Because gRPC is designed purely for blisteringly fast, high-performance internal communication. But ultimately, they all speak a strict robot language made up mostly of JSON payloads. When you ask for the weather, the API doesn't send back a pretty picture of a sun. It sends a raw text-based payload of variables and numbers. Think of JSON as the raw ingredients being delivered to a kitchen. Your application is the chef, instantly parsing those ingredients to plate up the beautiful human-readable dashboard you actually see. Section 4, the hidden API attack surface. Okay, because APIs connect literally everything, they're now a massive, massive attack surface, and we split this into two directions. First are north-south APIs. These are externally facing, connecting to partners and customers, which obviously makes them a highly visible target for hackers. Then we have internal east-west APIs. These are supposed to be private, strictly inside a corporate network. But if they're loosely monitored, you carry a huge risk of insider threats or accidental exposure that completely bypasses the perimeter. But honestly, the absolute scariest part of this involves unmanaged connections. We're talking shadow APIs and rogue APIs, stuff developers spun up for testing that security teams don't even know exist. But the worst? Zombie APIs. Yep, zombie APIs. These are outdated, forgotten endpoints left exposed to the open internet. Because they're unmonitored and unpatched, they are a total goldmine for attackers looking for an easy way in. Section 5. Common vulnerabilities and abuse. So how do the bad guys actually break in? A huge factor is broken authorization.
Hackers are always hunting for flaws, like BOLA, broken object level authorization, and BFLA. Let's put that into perspective. Imagine a BOLA attack on a banking app. A hacker logs in, changes one single ID number in the web address, and boom. Because the API didn't double-check their permissions, they are suddenly staring at someone else's sensitive bank balance. It's wild.
And they definitely don't stop there. They aggressively abuse business logic, they scrape massive amounts of valuable data to steal intellectual property, and they use stolen passwords for automated account takeovers. They can even overwhelm back-end servers on purpose to cause a total business denial of service. That can literally bring a multi-million-dollar e-commerce site crashing to a halt right during peak hours.
Section 6. Securing the API ecosystem.
All right, so how on earth do enterprises defend this invisible infrastructure? Well, standard firewalls, they just aren't enough anymore. They don't inspect the intricate data payloads closely enough. Today, you absolutely need AI-driven behavioral analytics. You need a system that can baseline normal activity and spot that incredibly subtle difference between a regular user and an attacker quietly exploiting a flaw that looks completely legitimate on the surface. To get out of this API chaos, security leaders like Akamai outline a really clear 6-stage maturity model. It starts with stage 1, basic visibility, just figuring out what APIs you actually have out there. Then it moves through testing, auditing risks, and setting up runtime protection and automated response. The ultimate goal is stage 6, proactive threat hunting, where you're catching completely new, sophisticated attacks before they even happen. So, if you're building an ultimate roadmap for defense, you have to follow these best practices. First, centralized API discovery, so you don't leave those dangerous zombie APIs lying around. Next, strict role-based access control to stop those BOLA attacks cold. And crucially, you need aggressive rate limiting to stop data scraping, all backed up by that AI behavioral monitoring to watch every single call. Which leaves us with this final, critical thought. We are rapidly moving into a world where enterprises are connecting advanced AI models and literally billions of smart IoT devices directly to their most sensitive data. In a world running entirely on these invisible API interpreters, are you absolutely certain who is walking through your digital doors? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the technology you use every single day.